be Wisp Shaman supports Pango off, so both teams likely looking for their mids. Of course, it could be Morphling mid for LGD given the right matchup, so they could still do something there. Though I think it's likely just going to be your Morph safe lane. If you're Aster, what are you worried about?
Radiant
Probably
team
just more
ban.
burst. Ooh, interesting. Invoker bans.
It would have been nice to see an Invoker.
Yeah. What's that about? What are LGD angling for? I don't know. Storm Spirit. Or
I guess just wanting to worry about the global presence. Like Invoker again is one of those heroes that doesn't have to be there. You could just be there with a Sunstrike and TP the Eye or Gyro in.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was also thinking about like, oh, the Quaswex scouting EMP annoying can get a really fast Spirit Vessel kind of a thing, but it might also just be about whatever laning matchup they are currently considering. And Aster, I feel like there's a pretty wide array of heroes that LGD could go for here. Like, it completely depends on Aster's pick. We could still see a Puck. We could still see, I think, like even Ember wouldn't be terrible necessarily. So they have to be very careful about what they go for. They might just end up defaulting into something kind of safe. Like maybe they just ban TA and pick Lina or something like that. But no, Razor is the ban. Okay.
I'm trying to think what else is good to pair with this Morphling. Or if it's just, look, we're just playing the hero on its merits. We're not even worrying about the Morph. We just think that it's going to be really solid against this Aster lineup.
I think it's always going to be pretty good against the Wisp Gyrocopter. Even just the Wisp by himself. You've got so much burst damage that you can just pop the Wisp, get him out of the fight, don't have to worry about him. Yeah, I mean, Aster have to be so careful. Because also, we could just see the Queen of Pain come back again. Like, there's really not that much on Aster's side to punish the Quap. So they have to pick something that's, like, pretty matchup agnostic. Which is not so easy when there's already, like, oh, there's this Morphling that you just can't pick certain heroes into. And, like, LGD have that flexibility there.
Well, the plus side of picking all their first 4 heroes and bans pretty early on, it means that they got a lot of time to consider this last pick, and it could be their last one that they're playing in this entire league, so they want to make it count. So let's just think, what exactly do they need right now? They would need a bit more burst, I would say. You don't really have too many ways to deal with this Morphling. You want to be able to get onto him before the Stampede can come in, before the Lich can get a Frost Shield up.
I think they've got their bases covered for the most part. Like, they've got building damage, they've got objective taking. They just decide that they want some more team fight. Okay, so they go for the Kunkka. It does shift their lineup to maybe be a little bit more focused towards the early mid game, but definitely going to be nice to have the X marks the spot catch against like the Stampede and set up for relocates, as LGD are going to end up going for the Storm Spirit. So it gives a little bit of context to Invoker ban and stuff like that a little bit later on. So it's a bit greedy, but could work. Chalice is back with his stupid hat.
I love it.
It's just
The water prophet.
Why does he just have the hat?
To get a reaction like this, that's why.
I do think that there is more pro players could. Pro players are always all about dressing their heroes up in the coolest way possible. Like, look at all of these cosmetics. We got particle effects galore, and then you've got hat.
Just hat.
Just hat. I think it's just a common as well. That's like a 3-cent common or something.
We'll have a look when we jump in.
Okay. My cosmetics knowledge is being put to the test. I don't know what the name of it is. I couldn't tell you.
I have absolutely no idea, but I'm gonna say like Hierophant's cap or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something of the something guardian.
Sure. Is it me or did Fade used to play most of the IO for the teams that he was on? But it's actually Baboka playing it this time around.
I mean, Baboka's a pretty big IO player.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure.
I like seeing this interesting style that Aster have. Like, Fade is their 5, but they put a lot more attention into him, kind of like the way that Secret have done at certain times with Puppey and...
Yeah, I think they're just... I think this series, they're kind of swapping it around a little bit, right? Like, I think this game, the Shaman is effectively the 4 again. It's just the nature of the heroes. I guess it was mostly just who they wanted playing what. I think Fade was probably more comfortable on the Zeus. And yeah, there you go. 47-42 is IO for Baboka. Not a crazy number of games, but...
Got to step it up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yep. All right, let's see this. Let's see about this hat. Yes, it's called the Ancient Armor Helmet.
It's a rare.
It's a rare, though.
Can we see who made it? Imagine if it was a Nuxie.
We can find out.
We have a pause. We have the time. We have the technology.
Yep. Who made this dumb hat?
Amazing hat.
Titus.
Okay. So, the main character of Final Fantasy X. Got it.
Yeah. Precisely.
Is it Titus or Titus? I don't know. I'm not a Final Fantasy player.
I have no idea. I don't think I've ever played through an entire Final Fantasy game.
I played Tactics. Tactics is a very fun game.
Oh, okay.
I'm all about that social interaction. That's why Dota's my sort of game, right?
Well, I think Dota's also the sort of game that once you play Dota and you get hooked on Dota, then all you will ever play ever again is Dota. That's...
I suppose. During quarantine time, I've been playing a little bit of classic WoW with a bunch of people, though, which is...
oh, yeah.
It's good. You've got more time for it, and it's... Like, Dota, you constantly have to be thinking, or at least I do, when I'm playing my games. I'm not sure about my teammates.
Shots fired.
In WoW, it's just like, turn your brain off and just, like, grind it out.
Yeah,
and you're still having an alright time.
Just accomplish goals, unlock some new gear, get a level. It's good stuff. Yeah, it would be really interesting to know what games have the biggest overlap with Dota 2 players. Like, if Dota 2 is your main game, what is the game that you most likely have the most, like, secondary hours on? I think MMOs might be up there.
MMOs are pretty high. I'd say probably, like, CS and PUBG would have a decent amount.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Games that reward precision, basically.
Heroes of Newerth.
Yes, okay, maybe that.
I think there's a lot of people that just had thousands of hours on Han and just came and put thousands of hours into Dota.
Well, they've got a little bit of a skirmish happening on this bottom side, although LGD have the numbers.
Yeah, and FY is not willing to skill a lift or anything here. They do put a lot of pot shots onto Old 11, and he gets some retaliate stacks back out of that, so I don't think he's actually too unhappy. XXS, they've capped the outpost quickly. Fade starting with the boots first, so definitely looking to put pressure on Chalice up here if they can, but not sure how easy
going in deep.
Gonna be.
Doesn't have anyone to link to just yet. Just gonna need some coordination. Save me, Gyro.
He's got it. Alright, so no one's picked up this bounty yet. Bounty Watch 2020. What will happen? Is anyone going to bother coming? XXS is blocking the wave back, trying to get it to bounce off the tower. Chalice is going to come over here and threaten him back, forces out the swashbuckle.
Might be a nice surprise for Chuyan. Eventually when he goes for the 5 minutes.
Yeah, it could be good. Alright, so this mid lane matchup, I don't actually know very much about this one. I imagine it's fairly volatile. They've both got pretty good harassment potential on one another.
Yeah, I think it's going to have different peaks throughout as each of them hit a bit more of their power spikes.
Oh. Courier for Courier at bottom, somehow. I don't know how Old 11 killed Baboka's Courier, but we're not going to ask too many questions. I think it was probably just a one-shot with the Retaliate. Lots of damage being traded, but Boca already picking up the Ring of Regen, so able to sustain pretty nicely down here. Both teams have quite strong dual lanes, but X-Nova actually able to force back Fade, prevents him from dragging this wave. He's actually just gonna wait up here on the high ground. XXS playing around with Chalice. Still just gonna get pushed back.
Fade still hasn't skilled up any skill points. He's looking for this
Waveform through from Chalice is looking for XXS. Still Swashbuckle on cooldown. Okay, Salve in the trees. He's okay.
Doing pretty well here on X-Nova, just constantly harassing him out, spamming out that Frost Blast.
So wait, did Fade went and reblocked the small camp?
Yeah.
Man, they're really putting a lot of priority on that lane control. And at least XXS has got the wave back a little bit now. So long as Fade prevents any pulls, should be okay. Is X-Nova gonna block this, or is Fade actually? I guess they're both kind of blocked the big camp there. I guess it is a resource for both of them. So.
Yeah. Speaking of pulls, nicely done by FY to pull this right in the middle of a creep wave and finish off the Radiant creep to make sure that the wave equilibrium was pushed a bit more in their favor.
Okay, so Fade TP's bottom. He hasn't shown just yet. Now he's walking forward with his boots. They're hoping for a kill, but Old 11 actually just goes back into the shackles. I guess tanky enough to survive. Feeling confident. It's only a level 2 gyrocopter and does have a salve to heal himself back up. So making the space for FY overall. Though I don't know if he actually needed to walk back in there. Anyway.
Yeah. And the Couriers, they're here again, delivering a couple of nice little gifts for their team. It's a Wraith Band and a Magic Stick here for the Gyrocopter, which is going to be handy.
Couriers, giving you gifts that you bought for yourself.
Those are the best gifts, the ones that you buy yourself. You know, you're not going to get any...
You're going to get exactly what you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
That's how my family does things these days.
They
It's
just
like,
ask
right,
what
well,
you want. They're like, yeah,
what do you want? I'll buy it for you.
Yeah, tell me, yeah. Man, my family's not even very big on... We do like the occasional Christmas present. I don't think... Birthday presents have not happened for a while. Old 11 getting gone on here. He was tanky the previous time. Don't think he's tanky enough here. Stomp gonna miss completely. And SCCC, even with getting lifted, is still gonna get the first blood. Rotate all three over, but it's gonna be a nice kill.
Does SCCC have no goggles for you?
Yeah, it's weird.
He's got the cosmetic to be wearing them, but on his little heads-up display, he's just he's molding, basically.
That's weird, actually. And yeah, on the it's only in the portrait, because on the actual hero itself, I can see them.
Yep.
That's weird. Lich is dead top.
Really
XXS
deep
getting a
dive.
solo kill.
Yeah, he swashbuckled in past the trees to be able to pick him up, so nicely done. Good individual play.
Yeah, that's really good. Especially given that he's got no help, right? Fade's been elsewhere on the map. So if XXS gets a good lane without any assistance, really, that's going to be a big deal. Where's Lich? X-Nova respawning. Where's he going to go? That's the big question. I think a conversation happening with the team currently about, do I consider coming bottom? I don't really think my carry needs me. All three of their lanes, CS-wise, actually going quite well here on LGD. So X-Nova instead just opts to head mid. Did he just do a quick bottle refill?
He did, and a lot of the vision being granted by this deep observer ward by FY is doing a ton of work. It means that these rotations through from Fade aren't really going to do much of anything. He's still sitting at level 1.
Yeah, and X-Nova just punching at him. Baboka is going to come over for a little bit of help. This is the Shackle's all they've got to really do. A little bit of body blocking from Baboka as the homing missile now coming through. FY throws out the Fade Bolt. Baboka is making a run for this bounty rune, blocking FY the entire time, but FY will get the last laugh, able to deny it. Wait, did anyone pick up this bounty rune the last time? Did it actually get grabbed?
I'm just going to say yes, and
no,
it's probably not actually.
It definitely didn't. That's wasted value from Aster. What are you guys doing?
These guys have not visited Value Town in recent times.
No, certainly not. Okay, so Storm Spirit doing quite well at mid, but Chan also looking just fine, has the bottle up. Gonna be going for the double bracer. Build-wise, what do you think this game? We're looking at Shadowblade, Spirit Vessel, Radiant. Armlet.
Not an armlet. I think that they're equipped to, I guess they want to be fighting early on, right? They've got this Jaro IO, so they want to make sure they're creating space for him.
They smoked, but it instantly got broken. They have to land the torrent so that he can close the gap for the X. Pretty nice. Boat coming through. Fade should just queue up the... Well, trying to queue up the Shackles or the Hex, but Somnus, good timing. Just going to use that little bit of mana to jump away, and that will be a completely failed gank on the mid lane.
Yep, clutch mango usage as well to be able to escape from that, although he is still missing a decent amount of farm. FY is going to soak it up though.
Yeah, nice. Definitely looking for some experience. Old 11. Not going to be going the full Vanguard or anything here. It's just working his way towards some phase boots. XXS continuing to drag waves. Doing quite well. Top, has to be said. I mean, I guess there is no pressure here from a support at all. Storm Spirit TPing up to maybe say something about this, but doesn't want to get scouted by these Radiant creeps. He's heading through the fog, getting closer, getting closer. Now the jump comes, Swashbuckle's on cooldown, and Somnus will grab that kill. That's a nice little rotation for him.
As Triple C, he's nearly hit up onto his level 5, and they've triple stacked this small camp here, so the 7-minute mark means that there's going to be a lot of juicy neutral items, hopefully, for Aster's side that they're going to be able to pick up, but Lich might scout it out along with the Centaur.
Flecking off cooldown. 11's running in here. What can he get? He wants these creeps for himself. Sentry Ward getting popped down. And now nobody gets anything. There's too many different teams farming the same camp. Baboka does get walked onto, but gotta be somewhat careful of these 13 retaliate stacks. FY running back down. Lots of vision on the bottom side. Chalice left alone at top, though Fade is going to make the rotation up here. They need to catch him before he presses the attribute shift at all, otherwise they've got no chance of getting this kill. So he's going to have to play the fog pretty nicely. Fade, where are you coming in? Wants a little bit more harassment, perhaps. He's actually going to loop around to the other side now.
I like it.
Working his way down.
It's not where you would expect a Shadow Shaman to be.
Yeah, I think they need... Maybe they need a TP at the same time, but...
He spotted him.
Is 2-point shackle enough? Oh, well, at bottom, double damage Kunkka rotating down, and that's going to be certainly the end of the Lich. Okay, Kunkka now TPing top. Man, they want Chalice real bad. Okay, but he's already starting to morph up pretty heavily. 1200 HP, is that going to be enough? Here comes the Torrent Boat combination. Do they have the chain stun? He's tanking through all of this. He's got the waveform to get away. They come back for a second stun, but still has another 700 HP. Can they get a nice cleave? Yes, they can. Qian's not
Double
done.
damage.
Swashbuckle forward. Chalice, good stun backwards. Now he's morphing into the Kunkka and just running for it with the Stampede. However, Kunkka still has DD. Somnus jumps straight into a Hex, and now an immediate follow-up Shackle. They bring down the Lich. They're going to look for the damage on the Storm Spirit. He does have a decent zip away. Kunkka's still chasing. I don't think he sees him. Does know that he got the hit onto him, but Somnus living on about 50 HP. And we'll be able to walk it off. Nice crossing the map on the Kunkka. Goes bottom, gets a kill, immediately TP's top. They get one more. Actually, was it just Lich twice? It was just Lich twice.
Yeah. Poor X-Nova.
Poor X-Nova, 0-4-0.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
What's happening bottom? Old 11 quickly snags the outpost, and just as quickly they're going to be stealing it back. Aster actually making a bid for both outposts currently, and it seems like they might be successful. LGD, can you get anything here?
Well, might be able to get a few bounty runes, but not in the form of experience, and that's the bonus of having this Io Jara. You've always got 2 heroes, and it's not a 6-second channel. It suddenly turns into 3 seconds that you can just quickly jump in, cap it up, and fend reasonably easily.
And XXS, I mean, this top tier 1 tower dead, so he's just going to keep on pressuring in. Aster taking a slight lead earlier on here. PSG.LGD. Somnus forced to be making a couple of rotations. He's going to be looking for the Pango. Ooh, nicely timed using the jump, getting the pullback, and there XXS unable to escape using the Rolling Thunder. Man, he really pushed that to the very edge. Over at mid lane, they do have a Shackles. Somnus going to be looking for one more. He wants this kill onto Fade. Just a couple of short zips and one more pull. Somnus with the cross-map double kill. This man is rotating out of his goddamn mind.
And they're not even going this super farm-heavy build on SCCC as well. He's going straight into the BKB after the power treads and the couple of Wraith Bands. So, not typically what you see from this Io Gyro.
I think they know that this game gets kind of ugly if they go too late, right? I think the Storm Spirit Morphling are definitely destined to out-carry them. So they're just going to have to find some early timings, maybe find an early Roche if they can.
I mean, it does get out of hand, but at this point of the game, he's still sitting 2 levels behind the Morphling as a result of having to constantly stick with your Io.
Well, relocate coming in. Old 11 is tanky, but not going to be tanky enough to survive this. I say that, he actually manages to stampede over to his hood and gets out of the homing missile, so he's actually good. Well, made me eat my words. Aster did not have the damage for that one.
Gyro, though.
Yeah, he's come back at top. FY. Stolen call down. Chalice running in with the rocket barrage. Can he bring down SCCC? He can't. Baboga's got too much healing. They will end up losing the Rubik on the back lines. Kunkka's still getting chased down. Chalice with this rocket barrage doing some work, but they've at least got the rum buff, keeping them healthy. Chalice able to deal with the homing missile quickly. And what else is going on? Man, all of that and just the Rubik dying.
Yeah, putting in so much work here with that rum buff, enabling everyone to survive, and it was actually FY just slightly out of position, getting caught by the what do they call the front of the boat? The bow? Is that where it hits you?
That sounds right. Yeah. I should know. I did like a sailing course once. It was good.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like a high school thing. Fade's dead while we're talking about that.
Oh, by the way.
Oh yeah, you know, just happens. He's gone.
Ooh, nice little stack here from FY. It's going to be able to enable Somnus to quickly farm that one up, you would think, or maybe even Old 11 on his Centaur. And when you consider what you were saying before with the Io Gyro wanting to take the aggression really early on, any sort of flash farm that you're able to get on LGD to try and negate that is going to be really effective.
Yeah, the acceleration on the Storm Spirit's going to be really important, that they get to this Kaya quickly. Because he's really the space creator. The Morphling's taking the much more passive role. Chalice is going to come TPing into mid, however, wants to take this fight. They need to be careful. FY's actually got the boat stolen currently. Just going to lob that out.
He just wants the Cocoa Rum. I think he was worried that he might be getting gone on, and you can see that LGD putting so much of importance on keeping this mid-tier 1 tower, because if they don't have that, they've actually found out Old 11 here. Yeah,
but I don't know if they're really going to be able to commit for this. They've actually got the outpost, so Somnus able to TP, and Xian probably not thinking about that as he made his way over. They've got the roll through XXS, but not enough to save this Kunkka. XXS will be able to keep himself alive, but LGD with the constant rotations, and they had to relocate, but Aster definitely not willing to bring in the gyrocopter to ill-fated fight like that.
Yeah, I'm sure the supports on LGD are saying, look, you got to take this big stack ASAP. The tier 1 tower mid isn't going to last for so much longer, and then it's only a matter of time until they find it out. Yeah, it needs to get cleared shortly. Oh, what are they doing? Again, looking at Old 11. This has not worked the last couple of times. Fade's got the lockdown. FY's got the cube. He's rolling through. He interrupts, and now the Shadow Shaman going to be left for dead. Can they actually get the gyrocopter out of here? FY still has the lift. Baboka getting dragged back in. SCCC just going to have to look for the TP out inside of the trees, but Storm Spirit finds him, locks him down. Here comes the rocket barrage damage. It will be Somnus taking the dominating streak, but oh, that was very, very nice from PSG.LGD. Yeah, 3 kills. They still didn't take that little stack, but now it's the 15-minute mark, and you can see here Somnus is going to clear out this mid-wave. As long as he's got the mana for it, which honestly might be a little bit difficult, but now he's got these tier 2 items that are going to start to flow in. Yeah, and there's some bounty runes waiting up there as well once he clears this. Is he actually going to get they're
anything?
Getting unlucky. Yeah.
Hello?
Anything?
Alright, there you go.
Ooh,
Clumsy
that's
net.
Good.
That's
a ton of regen.
Nice. Nether Shawl. Oh, actually, Nether Shawl also being picked up. That's pretty sweet. Stupendous. What do we got? Anything in Radiantville? Whoop. Reload going top. They just want X-Nova. They're going to try and stampede him out of here, though. Is that going to be enough? The homing missile is still chasing. He's just going to deploy the Chain Frost. Does get Delta split nicely by XXS. Homing missile lands, and they will just head back to whence they came. Keep the farm going.
So what are the villages called? So Radiantville and what, Diatown?
I guess so, must be. Sentinelville and Scourgetown.
Oh no. Copyright strike right there.
Yeah. Kunkka's got this, he's got his Lothars. You know, just...
Shame the Skeleton King wasn't picked this time.
Yeah. Do you think Gyrocopter will build a Buriza later?
Oh no. Was it Buriza Kiando, I think is what it was called?
Buriza du Kion or something. It was like...
It was a Diablo item.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice deny from Xnova.
Actually, that's really sweet. Is he gonna die for it? They're rotating on him. They want him. Torrent? Alright, lands, but now they've only just realized that they landed it. Xnova... Alright.
Poor guy.
He's just always the target. FY's babysitting Chalice down bottom. Top's getting pushed out by Somnus. He does have a regen rune. They got this BKB on the Gyrocopter, and Aster looking to make use of that to force down the mid tier 2 tower. Glyph is going to get popped. Xnova thinking that they might have some vision back behind the tower, but no, they were just being very persistent on looking for him. Chalice gets his Lincoln Sphere delivered. Might be just in time, in fact. As now they're actually going to look for the jump in. Somnus thinks about it once. Chalice just morphing. He does already get hexed up. They've also got the Vessel charges. Can they save the Morphling? There's too many stuns. He can't get out. He will be brought down. And now Old 11 also going to be caught by the X. FY thinking about finding a fight here. Does have the spell steal off cooldown. Stampede going to come out, and Old 11 able to walk this one off. Somnus still decent mana pool.
Trying to bait it out a little bit. LGD, they want to make something happen in return. They know that the IOs are there on the top side. He used his TP quite recently.
Jump him. Can they keep the chain stun going? SC doesn't want to pop the BKB for nothing here. Hex has been stolen by FY. Old 11 just going to be dealing with the homing missile, but here comes the X marks the spot. FY with the Hex onto the Gyrocopter. Can they focus him down? I don't think so. This Essence Ring is doing a ton of work. They will commit, however, with the Storm Spirit, and that's the burst damage that they needed, dragging everyone back into the Chain Frost. Old 11's almost dead. XXS desperately trying to finish this kill, but he can't do it. Gyrocopter getting popped.
Yeah, that turnaround, as soon as you don't have your little companion cube with you, you're in a lot of trouble, and great presence of mind by LGD to notice that.
Yeah. Baboka is just all the way top. No real easy way to get down here. So. With that, LGD taking a lot of control. Man, buying BKB first on Gyrocopter and then dying like that is such a huge loss of momentum. For Aster, because like LGD are just getting away with the slightly greedier items, right? They're getting away with the Lincoln Sphere on the morph. Fade, they are looking for him up here. He's already morphing though. He's gonna get locked down somewhat, but it's just the Hex. Here comes the Shackles. FY looking for the turnaround. Once he's stolen, it is the Shackles. Morph is still fine. They really need the Kunkka here. Chalice has the waveform to get out of here.
They got Stampede in a couple seconds.
Yeah, and Somnus is going to go hunting. He's got a haste. He's able to drag back Baboka. SCC wants to stay with his buddy. They will get the Wisp a little bit further out. He's got a mech to survive a little bit longer, but I don't think it's going to be quite long enough. And now SCC left by himself. The BKB helping him out somewhat. The haste from the Storm Spirit, all that he needs to get back into position. And Old 11, all right, will be brought down. Xnova, of course, he's dead. You don't even need to ask. 1, 7, and 8. On the Lich, but that is the first BKB charge getting popped for a fight kind of in no man's land, and I guess a win for Aster, but not the win that they were hoping for out of that 10-second BKB.
No, definitely not. Ooh, trying to go in deep onto Somnus here if they're able to catch him out. He doesn't have much mana.
Can he get the timing? Yes, he can. Well, there you go.
But yeah, do you ever have those games where you're playing as a support and you've died like this with Xnova, but your team's winning, and you're just like to the other team, you want to say to them, why are you going on me? Like, you're clearly losing the game.
All
like,
spells for what? I think you're just happy, right? You're like, I cast my spells, I soaked some abilities, my team is winning, it's chill. I'm lit.
Yeah, but it comes to that stage, right, where you're like, come on, guys. I want to have a little bit of fun. I know I queued support, but give me something.
No. Having fun in Dota is just about winning. That's what everybody realizes at some point. So I think Xnova is still going to have plenty of fun here. Though, as I say that, he has paused. I don't know what's going on. We've got the Mass Serpent Ward stolen for the Rubik.
I think Somnus is saying that he's just screaming into a pillow right now from the amount of times that he's died.
What do we... Man, where are any items coming for Aster? Pango's just going for a hood.
They ain't. That's the the issue.
That is the problem here. Kunkka just going BKB. Aster really all in on this early timing. They know it. They have to end the game before the Storm Spirit becomes too much of a problem. I don't know if that's happening. I do not think that they are on that trajectory currently.
And the thing is as well, with this gyrocopter build, he's going again for this more fighting style, so they really need to be much further in the lead in terms of these pickoffs. You know, Diffusal Blade's coming up next. Then eventually he's going to go into the Ag Scepter, which can be kind of that hybrid between teamfight and farming potential, but unless it's paired with something like a Maelstrom or even just a Mask of Madness, it's not going to do too much in either situation.
Yeah, I guess he does want it later on just to kind of continue scaling, maybe try and go for, you know, Satanic and a bunch of Rapiers if this game... I think that's plan B, to be honest, if you're Aster here. They just have to, like, alright, somehow 6-slot the Gyrocopter, give him, like, 2 Rapiers, and hopefully he can just win the game for us that way.
I mean, if it gets that late, though, Morphling Storm, probably 2 of the last heroes you want to be going up against for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Somnus has almost got his Bloodstone, so he's going to be back on the prowl again, looking for some charges. We do have a smoke up from Aster, taking a bit of control back of their side of the map, and also just hunting. They're going blind up onto this hill, but Fade does have a ward to plant down as they come, and they see the Storm Spirit bottom. Somnus about to get the Bloodstone delivered. If he can get that pop, that might actually save him. Do they have the lockdown? He's pretty tanky, but no, it's not going to be in time. He does get just chain stunned, and Aster quickly converge and take out this bottom tower. I guess he almost wishes that he didn't deliver the Bloodstone.
Yeah.
If he was just going to die anyway.
Well, loses 3 of those charges. Great first use out of that Aether Lens on Fade's side.
Yeah, definitely very value. 11, what's up? Just coming in here, checking things out, having a look. How's the E-Blade progress? Still need another 2k gold on Chalice, so a few more minutes for that one. Kunkka BKB still a little ways away. He's got an Invis rune.
Yeah.
And they see that the Rubik is leaving. Kunkka running up, the Centaur running up the lane. Not the easiest target. They don't ever relocate for 20. So Gyrocopter's just going to come TPing over.
They're keen for the Centaur.
Yeah. Oh, the Storm's looking for the counter initiation, though. He gets the jump onto the Shadow Shaman, focusing him down. Stampede through. Shadow Shaman does manage to deploy the Mass Serpent Wards, at least before he drops the stun onto XXS. Should be able to get the Rolling Thunder out shortly after that. The boat stolen by FY. Can he get it out? He is. It's right on top of himself. That's going to get a pretty decent stun. And now Chalice with the Flat Cannon doing the damage. Somnus trying to juke his way through the trees, but he is going to get found out by XXS. He's got mana left, but he can't actually escape. Now Chalice getting lifted up by the Torrent. Looks like a little bit of an overextension perhaps from PSG.LGD. Chalice just gets the TP back to the fountain.
Man, big team fight win for Aster. I was about to say before that fight broke out that about 5 or so minutes ago, it was a big level differentiation between the two teams. It was about 3 levels on all of the cores that Aster were behind LGD. With that previous teamfight victory, it returned it back to 1, and now it's basically level on both sides.
Yeah, getting very close. Yeah, we got the Diffusal Blade for the Gyrocopter for some really good damage, and he's already got another 1600 gold. So it does go to show that maybe LGD are going to have to go back to playing the lanes a little bit. Really wait for this shotgun to come up on the Morphling. Going to be very important for them. Storm Spirit's just going to be going for an Orchid next. And what else? We do have Lotus being worked towards on Old 11 just to try and deal with a little bit of this lockdown coming out of the Aster side. And especially the Vessel, which has proved very annoying. Though Cheon's only got the 1 charge left. So going to have to make sure he uses it smartly. Somnus is over here. Line being drawn by the Kunkka. maybe wanting to take over the Dire jungle a little bit, or just indicating that all of the Dire heroes are kind of playing in that area currently. I don't know when LGD came over and got all of these wards down, but must have been a little while ago. They've mostly been on their side of the map for the last little bit. This is a cool ward. They chop down some trees to make it a bit more value as well. And Aster smoked. On the prowl, looking for something. Oh, XXS is trying to be sneaky and get double value out of his. He's double dipping on the hood and the pipe. It's got. Yeah, he's locking the assembly. That's kind of cute. Any little play that they can make at this point, they're really can't afford to be going too far late game. Essence Ring popped as he goes up onto the high ground. They've got the Hex already onto the Rubik. FY in danger. Stampede with the Lotus going to get him a little bit further out, but they do have the X-Mark spot dragging him back in, so he's now dead. Chalice, the homing missile is heading over towards him, so he's forced into the waveform and will head a little bit further back. That does just end up popping his Lincolns. Aster maybe hoping for a little bit more of a fight as X-Nova just sneaks up onto the high ground and snags the bounty rune. This has been the forgotten bounty rune, this game. Just nobody really going for it.
Yeah, eventually they're going to grab it. They're going to start converging onto XXS here if he goes too far forward. 3 LGD heroes on top.
He does have the Essence Ring. Do they have enough chain stun? Gaze, more auto attacks, and it is just enough burst. Now can they all get out cleanly? That's going to have to be the question. The Kunkka is looking for something. Is it just going to be poor old X-Nova again? Chalice does not have the Lincoln Sphere currently, and they've got good damage. He's morphed all the way to strength already, but they're still working him down. Ghost Scepter to buy a tiny bit more time, but that just means the Rocket Barrage and the Spirit Vessel bringing him down that little bit more quickly, and XXS gets the last laugh.
Doesn't look like they're keen to transition that into any sort of objectives, though. Roshan might be a little bit difficult. If they had the Mass Serpent wards, maybe it would be a different story.
Yeah, can they actually get any big objective out of this? Unfortunately for them, that fight just happening on their side. SCCC is farming up a Storm, though. He's already got that full Aghanim Scepter completed. Morphling does have his shotgun heading back to the base currently, so I guess not the worst death, but of course still you don't want to be losing your big position 1 carry at any stage of the game. Aster, okay, they're scouting with the supports. They're straight into the Roshan. Making pretty good damage, and they are very sustainable with the Vlads, so not too much of an issue.
15 seconds on the Morphling.
Yeah, 15 seconds on the Morphling. Old 11's coming in here. They don't have the vision just yet. They've got the Stampede. Old 11 just going to walk straight in. He does get hexed up. Nice Lotus. They are going to throw down the boat as well. Can they grab the Aegis? SCCC's got it. He pops the BKB. Old 11 just going to run further into the pit, prevent them from going on his team afterwards. So they made a gamble trying to snipe the Roche or steal the Aegis. Not going to work out, but they do only lose 1 for it.
It was worth the attempt. Maybe might have been a bit more successful if you had that Frost Shield on at a better time. Just to sustain some of that initial burst damage that was coming out onto him, but with that going down, we've got a lot of lanes starting to be pushed in here by Aster, and they're going to be threatening this tier 2 mid.
Ooh, Boboka, he's pretty tanky, but needs to be careful. This shotgun itching for Chalice. And oh, now he's going to see a double damage as well. Okay. Pretty nice.
Dangerous spot, and Boboke's got that Holy Locket queued up as well, so one of the few supports that actually does end up buying it. Builds into it very nicely.
Yeah, it's really, there's really nobody else that goes for
Maybe
it.
a Chen.
Yeah, maybe. I saw it on, there was a, Phoenix had it in that earlier series.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Chalice, quick 1-2 punch on the mid tier 1 tower. Level 18 now. Mass Serpent Ward's used at top to take out that tier 2. Aster still just slowly closing in the map. And we do have a couple more neutral items to be gained. So Somnus picking up the Mindbreaker. What's happening over on the Radiant side? They've actually got a bunch but that they're not using. There's a Craggy Coat on Io, but that's actually all they're taking advantage of currently.
Look, as long as we're not in a situation where supports at 29 minutes into the game have nothing, I'm happy.
You're
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, FY, he's got the spider legs. It's one of the favorite items for his. He loves pushing the limits and trying to catch people out. They're going to go on this gyro.
Pressuring the gyrocopter. Can they get the Aegis for free? Looks like they might be able to, but Boca's over here. Did they need to try for a relocate out? It seems like LGD just going to back themselves out. All they wanted was that Aegis. They've got it. Now they're on the run. The homing missile is chasing after Old 11.
They want this outpost as well, but they might have to give it up.
Alright, he pops the Lotus. They have a homing missile of their own. That could maybe give them an opportunity on the gyrocopter. They're not coming over just yet, and looks like Centaur just going to be left for dead. Old 11. You know, he made a bunch of sacrificial plays in the previous game. He's used to it.
Yeah. Now it's gotten to the stage where Aster have enough to be able to take him down. There was a 5-10 minute period where the Centaur was ridiculously tanky, having the Lotus Orb, having the full pipe completed, having a Van Brace, and Aster, they just bided their time, got up with a couple of these key items, and won a few team fights by not focusing the Centaur.
They did just smoke right on top of that ward that we were talking about a little bit earlier. It's interesting. It's actually being covered by 2 different sentries, but yeah, they still haven't been able to get the D ward, so that's going to keep them safe. LGD just retreating back into their base. They do have the Orchid up on the Storm Spirit now, and he's got his level 20, so that's light bit of extra lockdown, as Aster really just having to take control of the lanes. They do get mid lane pushed all the way in. LGD going to deal with that super quickly, and bottom lane's actually been pushed out pretty far as well. Aster unable to really keep everything shoved all the way up against the base. And I mean, they don't have the Aegis anymore, so difficult to be that aggressive. SCCC just going to be going for the full Monkey King bar here, not saving a buyback or anything. Is getting a ton of farm. Now 18.5k net worth. And let's see if he is going to be able to lead his team to victory here.
Fade was saving up all of his talents. He actually doesn't have a level 10 talent, opting to go into the cast range instead and max out all of his skills.
Do you think this should be allowed? Should you... Like, the way that it looks, I guess you know, maybe I'm just thinking
it's a
of it
tree,
the wrong
right?
way. Yeah.
Well, he's done it, and we've got Aster being very aggressive on the front lines here. We're going to walk underneath a Observer Ward. In a rough spot there. They know there's going to be a couple of cores farming around that area.
They've got the lift on the gyrocopter. They're going to jump him. Can they keep him locked down? He gets the BKB off. X-Nova once again the target. They are going to lose the Shadow Shaman. Big damage onto Shaman, is forced to jump away, but they got the X marks the spot onto him, and now he's dead. Double kill for SCCC. Old 11, don't think he's going to be able to get out either. The X marks the spot is still on cooldown for now, but these XXS chain stuns doing big work. Stampede, Old 11 just wants to make it back into his base. They're actually chasing further now, looking for the Rubik. He steals the X, but he can't use it on himself in time. So still a triple kill for SCCC. One problem here, folks. They don't actually have a creep wave, though. Okay, now backdoor protection kicks in. Chalice trying to get outside of the base. Maybe stop this mid wave if he can. It's getting run at. Do they see him? He's so slow, man. Morphling 322 move speed. So since the Agi nerfs, and not gonna itemize at all to get anything else. He really is a snail now.
Slowly moving along.
Going at a leisurely pace, but Aster, nothing leisurely about it. They're straight up onto the high ground. There is a repair kit and the frost shield buying them a little bit more time, putting the damage onto the gyrocopter, but Wisp is there to heal it straight back up. He's gonna be a-okay, especially with the vampire fangs as well. PSG.LGD.
You revealed the repair kit as well, which is, you know, losing the tier 3 tower, not the end of the world anymore. Drine's RIP.
Yeah, true. Outposts are good, but I guess also weird. We've gotten used to them pretty quickly, I suppose.
Yeah, FY, he's dead.
Yeah, he's way up here. There's no play for him here. Stole the shield crash. Alright, LGD, what do you do? Do they have BKB and Chalice? They do. Okay, so he's pretty strong, but this gyrocopter feeling much stronger. SCCC with an enormous amount of farm. Old 11 in the front lines, not looking tanky in the slightest. Chalice is going to go in. He's got that stolen flak cannon, but is it actually doing enough? Baboka with the craggy coat, hardly taking any damage. On the backlines, they will get the Shadow Shaman. Looks like he should pop in the end, but that's the only kill so far for for LGD, and Chalice has already pretty much used everything that he's got. Old 11 back in on the front lines, Lotus Orb to keep on chasing. BKB already used from the Gyrocopter. SCCC going to try and hold this high ground as he drops the call down. He's standing strong. Chalice once again with the waveform and trying with the flat cannon. He wants to kill the Wisp, but forced into the defensive E-Blade. Too much damage coming through. Somnus returns to the fight with the mana, but he can't actually kill the Gyrocopter. The lifesteal is too much. Beyond godlike streak is SCCC. On the other side, they kill off the Morphling, and PSG.LGD with that. GG called. We are heading to a game 3.
Yeah, nicely done. Taking that key team fight with all of the heroes, I believe, except maybe the Shadow Shaman getting the boat buff, means that they're able to outlast, and that restorative power of the IO with the Holy Locket finished up is going to bring them through. It looked a little bit rocky for them at the start with the all-in strategy with the Gyro not getting a couple of kills, but not getting too out of sorts and able to pull it back.
I did not think Gyrocopter was going to be able to farm that fast with the BKB first item, but I guess that's just the power of the Gyrocopter Wisp, right?
And the Diffusal Blade second item. Like, that is not a farming item.
Yeah, that was not a farming build in the slightest. And really just after 20 minutes, started rocketing up. They did win a bunch of fights in that period, so that really got him into the Aghanim Scepter quickly, and then the Aghanim's accelerating him even further beyond the Morphling. Like, you can kind of see the comparison between them. Very, very close together up until, like, that sort of 25-minute mark. And then the Gyrocopter just starts to overtake, and that net worth gap gets bigger and bigger, and never gets any closer for the rest of the game. Somnus had an amazing early game, but always going to be difficult to play a Storm Spirit in a game like this, where after you get hit by the first stun, you're just going to die. And I don't know, Old 11 having kind of a rough game. He went for all of the utility and aura items, but they didn't have any blink initiation from him, and felt like a lot of the time he was just walking into the fights and dying.
Yeah, it was a bit rough from him, but Aster, they get another little bit of a bounty on their board. That's, I believe it was 4,500 Chinese yuan. It's going to be going into their pockets, and we've got a game 3 on our hands.
Yeah, so we're going to head to a break, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you stick around because we have the very last game for this season of CDA League just around the corner.